Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano.
And Jamie.
And we are, what's today's mission, Jamie?
We're talking about culture. Culture in restaurants, in businesses.
In the workplace.
In the workplace.
I think culture's super important.
Absolutely.
Let's read this article and tell what we do here and give some examples. So this is from Forbes, Forbes.com. And this is current, August 25th, 2016. So how company culture strengthens your marketing. So it's marketing and culture are directly related, they're saying.
After a few years back, our office culture was strikingly different from its present style. Walking in, you would see people in gray cubicles, no music, no talking, limited sharing of ideas, and not much fun and happiness. Step into our office today and you may get hit with a stray Nerf Dart. Find team members discussing strategy while sitting in beanbag chairs and sipping craft beer, or see strategists in the midst of a lunch and learn meeting. The transformation of our culture has resulted in increased profitability, over-the-top customer happiness, and serious employee engagement.
So I was reading this article earlier, and Talia, who works in our office, got so excited when we were talking about the Nerf Darts. So I went out and bought these Nerf Darts. And I gotta tell you, I got 4 guns.
And everybody is already super excited.
Everybody's super excited. They want to have a Nerf
party tonight.
Party tonight after work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're in shooting around. Well, there's no guests in the restaurant, of course, but they're out. I think it would be fun to even like with guests,
Maybe a guest, yeah.
Maybe
like a guest thing, and whoever wins gets free drinks or something like that.
Something,
Yeah.
or sit outside when a guest is coming up and just shoot them. But guests, of course, make it fun. Make it fun.
Yes.
So like their eyes lit up and they didn't. I don't think they believed that I was actually going to buy these. So when I
think they knew you were going to buy them.
So when I walked back in with 4 of them, they were like, "Oh my gosh!" And the excitement built. So it's like the simple stuff that you just really don't think of sometimes.
Long gone are the days when companies could have autonomy over their brand image. It no longer matters what a company reports or intends. Now they are quickly judged on their actions and results, with 60% of consumers wanting to know what a company stands for before supporting it. Company culture and the way employees are treated are paramount to your business success. A strong company culture centered on employees and innovation will be supported by consumers far more than a self-centered, corporate-focused competitor.
I truly believe that because we're totally like that. We are totally like that in our support of companies and, and how the employees are happy and this and that. It's a total correlation.
I just, as I'm reading this, I just am looking back to what we had done back in May or June when we got our smoker.
I was going to talk about that, yes.
And we invited all staff to invite friends
and family to come and have lunch with us one day. And we did it while the kids were in school, the kids that work for us, so they could come over during lunchtime, and they brought friends with them. And I find it interesting that a lot of those kids are now working for us. Right.
The ones who came to
that's our lunch.
To our lunch.
They because they even said, "Oh wow, this is cool. This is fun.
I want to work for you.
I want to work for them, right?"
Yep.
So I think we'll have to have an end of the summer.
We're gonna have to have an end of the summer.
Now we're talking about closing. We're open 7 days a week. We're talking about closing on Wednesdays right now because it's just
when we did that, we had a lot of time to do things as a staff together and build that culture.
Build culture. We could take trips. We have the 15-passenger van now. I've been dying to take that out and take the staff to a brewery, winery, cheese farm.
One night we went out with a couple of staff members and we went to we went up the road for late night.
Yep. Food
and stuff. So.
Yeah, so I think this whole thing is super important. Now remember, let's keep reading the article.
While we are having a blast each day, we also want our customers to be blown away by our work and the result we generate for their business, and show other companies they can create similar environments. Here are 4 important steps we took that can help your company transform its culture too. Stay agile. You simply can't have happy, motivated employees without having grateful and enthusiastic customers. It's important for your company to internalize strong core values like integrity, excellence, and commitment, while branding itself in a way that exhibits your image clearly to both customers and employees. And I hear that all the time. I actually was just downstairs and somebody was sitting at the bar and they said, I walk in here, you always have a smile on your face. She goes, I love when I am greeted with your smile. Every time I come in here, you're always smiling. And I joked and I said, yeah, my husband doesn't think I always smile. And she goes, yeah, but that's for behind the scenes.
That's behind the scenes.
But that's what culture is, right? I want all of my staff to always put on a smile and be thankful and happy for whoever's in the door.
Exactly. They're the ones, who pay the bills, who pay our salaries. And I worked at one place, I think it was the Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado, and on our paychecks it says compliments of our guests. I really like that. It stood out. Compliments of our guests. And every week that we got a paycheck, it was just reassuring the fact that our guests, because our guests are here, they're paying our paycheck. I thought it was very good. And then I worked for a general manager once, Mark Congdon, in Colorado, and he would write notes on paychecks. And I thought, and we do that.
We do that.
That's where I got that idea from.
We do Post-it notes, and I'll write notes on checks every so often, or when somebody has something good that they share about another employee, I stick the sticky note right on.
Yeah, and that stuff like that goes a long way. Right?
The last couple of weeks have been a little tough for us.
We've been so busy and so hectic.
But the next week or so is going to,
when we slow down and get
we'll
back
have a little bit more time doing that stuff.
So the staying agile part about the guests being, the employees being happy, we're part of a mastermind group. That's one of the big pushes, is make sure that your employees you have to take better care of your employees than your guests, because your employees are taking care of your guests, and if you're not taking good care of them...
Yes, and the guests aren't going to take care of your employees, and it's a round robin. It kind of goes around and around.
Exactly.
So that's super important.
I'm just switching pages here. Continue.
So understand challenges and opportunities. Leaders need to understand the team's day-to-day challenges, opportunities, and strengths. Fostering unforgettable experiences can generate a passion for excellence that builds both careers and culture. To do so, try reorganizing job descriptions and responsibilities so you can truly play to your employees' strengths. By focusing on individual talents, team members will have more pride in their work to do a better job for your clients.
I'm such a fan of this. And over the years, I've always, if we have a dishwasher that can do websites, he comes and sits in the office here with me and does websites as well. If we have somebody who's a great cleaner, get them to clean. If you have somebody who's a great organizer, get them to organize. Say, hey, I know that you know how to organize. So this room right here needs organization. I want you to come up with a plan because I know you're an expert in this, and do that. Right. And you make them feel like, hey, that's my expertise, and you use them for their strengths. And instead of giving something to somebody that, we're all gonna have tasks we don't want to do, but you might as well give the tasks that people love to do right off the bat, and say, hey, I know this is your strength, or I'm looking up to you to execute this. I know you've been here the longest.
You have different strengths than I have, and I have different strengths than you have. And
I know you've been here the longest. You're the senior member. Yeah. I want you to do the training from now on because I know you know the most, right?
Yeah.
So,
make your values known. Once your core values have been established, share your message internally and externally. For example, we've made several videos depicting our work-play vibe while also conveying our marketing message and defining our competitive value. The individual talents within our team. One such video features the guy's dog grabbing a beer from the fridge, delivering it to our COO. This approach helps prospects get a feel for your environment and learn about the services you offer in a humorous and fun way.
I think that would be very cool to make a video of our staff in the groove. And I think that'd be a very cool idea.
And then show it to them and
use it for our website, for our Facebook, for whatever.
That's it. Nerf balls.
We'll record that tonight. Yeah. I do have that little GoPro on that Go pole that can really get some good images as well. Plus, we have the good video camera here.
So target your focus. Determine the most important values and start marketing to customers who also seem to embody your company's core values. Utilize a sales funnel to target smaller niches to gain the clients who are the best match for your brand.
Sales funnels are super important. And I've been doing a lot with sales funnels this summer. And I'm actually at a point now where we're doing a deep dive survey. If you want to know more about this, read the book by Ryan Levesque, Ask. And there's a lot of other good books out there on sales funnels. So we have 9,000 people in our database, in our email database. I'm going to start getting to know their likes and their personalities and what they want and creating tags for them.
Right, because you don't want somebody who's a vegan getting a lobster night information.
Right, you don't. It'll turn them off. And since we do both vegan and lobsters,
we want
to communicate to both of them, but at the proper time. Yes. So So targeting your market is extremely good when you're getting new guests, but you have to also target it when you have your current guests. So that's super important.
Changing your culture isn't easy, and it involves a lot of risk. But when it's done well, it's worth the effort. The better we understand each other and our sensibilities, the better our culture can continue to thrive and our customers can reap the benefit. No matter what form the culture takes, it is now a team effort, a part of our present and future, and will always be up to us to shape it as we see fit. We take marketing seriously, ourselves not so much.
So one of the best examples of culture that I've ever seen, and you might agree with this, is Oscar Blues.
Yes.
Remember we went to Oscar Blues? We've been there twice. We loved it so much. We pulled up the first time and we saw the tour bus outside.
There was a tour bus, yeah.
Oscar Blues tour bus, right? And it said the anti-corporate headquarters.
Set it above the
door.
The door.
When you walk in, the anti-corporate headquarters. And by the way, they were bought out by a big corporation, investment bank. So I don't know if all this still exists. I know Dale cashed out beautifully, and he built that company. And he built that because of the culture, I believe. Now, the problem with when companies buy other companies like this is, is this a culture going to continue? Are they going to keep growing at the rate?
It depends who's running it. It depends who's running the business and the culture. But when you walked in, it was fun and inviting. They had a massage room on the right side. They had a ping pong table. They had a foosball, Miss Pac-Man.
And inside the brewery, they had a basketball hoop. And the neat thing was we did our whole tour, right? And they had a whole section in the cooler marked EB. And I'm like, EB, that means employee beer. All the beers that were short fills, dinged cans, got put on there.
That couldn't be sold.
The staff went there, and that was the EB.
And they would just walk over and just pick up a beer and hand us beers. And say, you want one? You want one? And when we went back the second time, we were like, we want the EB.
Where's the EB at?
Where's the EB?
And the guy was like, you know about that?
So that to us was culture, and it made us want to go back again and again. And I think,
and we were so happy that we supported their beers here for the longest time.
Absolutely.
I'm reevaluating their beers now that's owned by a bigger corporation because I feel that there's for all the beers that we offer, all the beers that are available, there's a lot of other companies out there that have good culture and that are locally owned and this and that. And I want to support the right people all along. But here's the one thing two things I was most impressed about that visit with Oscar Blues. At the end of the day, at 5 o'clock, in their little cafe bistro inside their main brewery, their production brewery, started filling up, and it was staff
coming in
from the other location,
and
from their brew pub,
and they were bringing friends in, and they wanted to be there.
They wanted to hang out, and they wanted to be there, which was really cool. Like, okay, I'm done with work. I'm going to work now to hang out. That was really cool. And the second thing was, remember our tour guide? We tried to tip him $100.
Yep, we tried to tip
him $100, and when we handed him the money, you could see it was $100. We weren't hiding it. It was like, and what did he say to us?
He said, I'm sorry, Dale pays me.
He goes, Dale pays me to show you a good time. And I will never forget that. He goes, nope. And we were like, no, you're taking this. And he was insistent. I'm sorry, Dale gives me my paycheck. Yeah. Dale gives me my paycheck. To turn down $100 on the spot like that, that's a lot of commitment.
That's what he's taught.
That's what they're taught. That's a lot of commitment from an employee to do that.
Yes.
It was an amazing experience. And all those stories cumulatively told, I think really at that time defined the culture of that business. And there's no reason why they grew into 2 locations and why they kept buying fermentation tank after fermentation tank and growing and growing and growing. And that's really no surprise that they made insanely good beer.
Yes,
just like insanely good beer. Every beer they made was
love
awesome.
Into what you do.
Yeah, and you're happy to be there and you want to do it. Yep. So yeah.
So culture. How to grow your culture.
I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano.
And Jamie.
Thanks for watching. If you like our videos,
press like, subscribe, and pass it on.